1, 2, 3, let's go!
Hi guys, my name is Mary Morningstar Johnson with Ruby and Violet Designs, and I just wanted to hop on here today and talk to you a little bit about a fabric line that I have fallen in love with. It is Wild Bouquet by Citrus and Mint, and it's sold through Riley Blake Designs. And the fabric, I fell in love with one fabric and then I couldn't find it anywhere, and I searched through Etsy and I ended up finding two 10-inch square bundles it had two pieces of each fabric from the collection, and I just wanted to share those with you today in case you're working on a project and you're looking for that perfect fabric to complete the project. This fabric, every piece in it has something special to it, and I'll show you my favorite from it, and then I will show you the project that I am using it for. So the fabric collection again that I'm talking about today is Wild Bouquet by Citrus and Mint, and it was designed for Riley and Blake Designs. And here is the band. Rachel is the designer. And I don't know how many of you know, but because I know that I didn't know until I got further into quilting, each fabric collection usually has a whole collection. So sometimes there are 12 fabrics, sometimes there's 30 fabrics. There's all different number of patterns and designs that go into a collection. And so when I first realized this, I started looking further into who these fabric designers are and what all consists in the fabric collection, because although I love mixing and matching prints and going into the fabric store and picking out my own colors and patterns that I want to go into my quilt, fabric collections do usually tend to give you a variety so that you have options for backgrounds and maybe the backing of your quilt, borders. They take these things into account when they design these collections, and I also don't really feel like fabric designers get the credit that they deserve for designing these collections. And I've kind of become obsessed with, if I buy fabric, I have to buy fabric from the entire collection so that I can use parts and pieces of those whenever I design and make my quilts. So anyway, but today I'm just going to talk about Rachel's Wild Bouquet, and I'm going to show you the different fabrics from her collection. It's a 21 piece fabric collection, and so here you go. So here is the Wild Bouquet collection, and as you can see, there's a pretty large gradient from white fabrics all the way to like a navy blue, and you can see that there are colors picked out from each of the colors, and it does that to make it a little bit more cohesive, so that if you are making a quilt or you're making a project or a piece of clothing or something, you will have different fabrics to choose from, but they should all coincide and go together in some way. I also wanted to quick share with you that not all fabrics are created equal. If you're looking for a substantial 100% cotton quilting fabric, it's important to know that some fabrics are more of a premium quality, where they're going to be a little bit thicker, they're going to be made just a little bit nicer. And so lately, I know I haven't been able to go into hardly any stores. I have two little girls, and I've been trying to do minimal as possible with where I go, and so a lot of what I have had to do is buy online, and I know I have some family that have also been buying online, and you get the fabric and then it's not quite what you thought or up to your expectations. And so companies like Moda and Art Gallery Fabrics and Free Spirit Fabrics and Robert Kaufman and Michael Miller and a lot of those fabric companies, they do tend to make a nicer quality fabric. So that's important to keep in mind when you're online and buying fabric, because even if it says 100% cotton, some fabric stores, maybe bigger chain fabric stores, their 100% cottons aren't up to the same quality as the quilters' fabrics. So that's just a little tidbit to keep in mind when you're online buying fabric. So here you can see the 3 whites. You've got more of a simple, just overall pattern. You've got the raspberries, which they pull in some of the pinks, some of the purples, some of the reds from the other fabrics. This one is more of an all over color, but it's in the white group. So you've got your 3 white fabrics there. And then you go over to your pink fabrics, and she introduces the butterfly line work. And then she pulls in, so this fabric here, this fabric in this colorway was what first drew me to this collection to begin with, because I love the mustards and the pinks and the reds, and for the project that I was working on, this fabric was just absolutely perfect in the colors that I was using. But back to the pinks, you've got this gorgeous, again, all over color, and then your uniform, simple pattern can be a backing, and then you've got some fun line work with butterflies that kind of tie in with the flowers and the Wild Bouquet theme. And then you move over here, and you actually get, in the burgundy, you get the actual bouquets of flowers in the vases, which I love this print, and she did it in the light blue, and then she also did it in the mustard yellow, and I just really love this cute print. It can go in so many different ways. You could fussy cut it and use it as a border. It makes a great block too, but then you have the raspberries again, but in the burgundy, and then again to coincide with the all over color with the white, you get that again in the burgundy, except for the flowers are slightly different in this one. And then you go over here and you have again a check. She did this one in the mustard yellow, she did it in the pink and white, and then she also did it in the light blue. So you have your 3 mustard yellow colors, and then this is my favorite colorway. I'm just really into this muted minty green, almost a darker minty green. It's kind of hard. I have natural light coming in, but it's kind of hard to tell. It looks a little bit darker on my screen. It's a little bit lighter than this, but I'm just crazy about this color right now. I just really love it. And then into the lighter blues, where again you have the butterflies like in the pink, only they're in the navy. And then you go into your navies, which you have again the all over color, but you can see it in the flowers are blue to tie in with the light blue. And then again, my favorite print in the collection, except with a navy background. So there you go. That is the collection, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I think it's really well thought out and designed. I think that the colors just really go with one another and tie in so many different ways, and it was again perfect for the project that I was working on. So now I'm going to show you how I have taken these fabrics and I've applied it to a project I'm working on. I was making a blanket for my new niece who was born June 12th, and my sister loves mustards and navies and burgundies, and And then of course the pinks just really tied in because she had a girl, and so this fabric worked just perfectly for what I was doing. So here you go. So here is my quilt for my niece, and you can see I used all the fabrics, and there were plenty of them to make sure that no fabric was next to one another, so that they were different. And this is a disappearing 4-patch pattern, just a really simple little quilt. It has, again, all the colors that my sister loves, and I think that it will be perfect for my niece. I also made this little banner for my niece, and I again used the fabric on the back, so you can see the colors again just really tied in so well with everything that I was making for her. And this banner is just super cute with the little rainbow, and then I used my Cricut to get the lettering on it. So you can see again another application of how that fabric can be used, and also again with all the different colors, it can just really tie in so well with so many different things. So I just wanted to thank you again for tuning in and listening to my review of Wild Bouquet fabric by Citrus and Mint for Riley Blake Designs. And just, you know, the next time you're going to do a project, maybe keep in mind that the fabric that you're purchasing might have a whole line of fabric that accompanies it. So if you're really running into an issue where you're thinking, gosh, it would really be nice to have, you know, another pattern or the same colorway, you might just do a quick Google search and see if it's part of a larger collection that a designer has created, and maybe look into purchasing those fabrics. And I hope that you tune in again next week for another fabric review and little reveal of a project that I'm using to make those fabrics with. So thank you, and I will make sure that I link below some different things that I mentioned in my video today. And please be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I plan to each week do a review of some different fabrics and give you some tips and tricks for fabrics and what to look for and what to think about. And if you have any questions, please shoot them my way. My contact information should be listed on my YouTube channel. All right, thank you. Bye.